everybody, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Geo Games Daily. This is my second attempt at recording, and we are just going to jump right in. I've already played the Worldle for today because I had a somewhat of a misfire on my first attempt, but today's Worldle is really easy anyway, so I don't think it'll really change anything. So most people will recognize this country. It's a pretty iconic shape. If you guessed Italy, congrats. You are correct. I would guess that probably 99% of people would get this right. But now things are going to get a little bit harder. I think most people will pretty easily be able to recognize France and Switzerland, and many people will know Austria, which used to have an empire that fought Italy over territory many times, especially over the country of Slovenia. And those familiar with Italy might know that it contains within it two micronations. One of these is clearly Vatican City. That's the one with the fun shape. You can kind of see that it's literally just part of Rome. And the other one is San Marino. And that's a fun one. I didn't actually know the shape of this country, and it'll be interesting during a future episode, if San Marino happens to be the country, to learn a little bit about the history of how this country came to be. But anyway, let's play some of the bonuses. The capital city of Italy is Rome. Guessing most people probably knew that. But if you didn't, that's okay. I think most people who have been to an Italian restaurant will know the flag of Italy. I think this is the flag of Vatican City. I'm pretty sure. And this is the flag of Switzerland. And this is the flag of Austria, I believe. And this is the flag of France. So it looks like they've kind of got all of the neighbors. This might be Slovenia, some kind of Balkan country. But this is indeed the flag. Oh, Croatia, San Marino, Slovenia. That's kind of fun. They have all the regional flags grouped together. Now, the two most commonly spoken languages in Italy, one is going to be Italian. And then, because I've already played this today, I happen to know the answer to the second language, but I will talk you through what my guesses were the first time. So one of my guesses was going to be French, because they share a border, but that is wrong. One of my guesses, obviously Latin is a dead language. It's now, taught in schools, so some people might think that they know how to speak Latin, but I don't think we actually really know for certain how things were pronounced. So Latin is not the answer. I also guessed Greek, which is probably not a very smart guess, but that was just based on them being classical languages. And then my final guess was that it was some kind of North African language. I don't know if Maltese is actually... let's see. Maltese is a language. That wasn't my guess, though. My guess was Arabic. But, in fact, it's English, which makes sense because European Union. So, obviously, my name is, and then mi chiamo. Please forgive my pronunciation to any Italian speakers out there. And what is the estimated population of Italy? Italy actually has almost exactly 60 million people. And then the currency of Italy is the euro. And then the 4 most populated cities in Italy in the right order. Rome has a population of almost 3 million people. Milan is the second biggest. And then I put Naples above Turin, mostly because I've never actually heard of Turin, so I'm not sure. But yeah, this drop-off is very steep, which tends to happen in countries that are highly centralized around a capital city. And then I actually got this one wrong. I guessed that because I don't know how big a square kilometer is. But it turns out either Italy's pretty small or square kilometers are pretty big. Either could be the case. But humans are not good at guessing area. So that's my excuse. Now let's play Globle. I like to start with the country. I like to start my guesses with the answer to the Worldle. So we will guess Italy. And Italy is very close to the answer. 395 kilometers. It actually could be Malta. It won't be France, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia, San Marino, or Vatican City, because they would be adjacent. So I would guess it'll be either Croatia or Malta. But for the sake of... Malta would not give us very much information if that was our guess. So I'm going to say Croatia. Croatia is warmer, but it's not the answer. It could be Greece or Albania. I'll say Albania. Albania is warmer, but still not the right answer. I am going to say North. No, it would say adjacent if it was North Macedonia. So this is a tough one. I actually don't know what the answer could be. Maybe it's Montenegro, maybe it's Bosnia, although I feel like it would tell me if I had guessed an adjacent country. Perhaps it's Serbia? Serbia is adjacent to the answer. How big is a kilometer? I'm going to guess that it is Romania. Romania is adjacent to the answer. Has to be Bulgaria. Wow. I would not have guessed that Bulgaria is only 395 kilometers away from Italy, although I guess that makes sense. Interesting. So now we're going to play Globle Capitals. I actually don't know what the capital of Bulgaria is off the top of my head. I might, if someone told me, I might say of course, but we will start with Rome. That is not super close. 4,000 kilometers. I'm going to guess that if it was somewhere to the west or the southwest, it would place us in the ocean. So I am going to guess that it's either going to be somewhere in Eastern Europe or the Middle East, or maybe East Africa. But for the sake of argument, let's just say Addis Ababa. And that's not because Italy tried to colonize Ethiopia, necessarily. Addis Ababa is warmer. But it doesn't look like it's that warm. Yeah, we're still 2,000 kilometers away. So, it could be somewhere in, like, Southwest Asia. I'm going to guess Tehran. Tehran is warmer. Still not that warm, though. And I believe the line actually tells us, looks like the closest, it looks like the darkest red portion of the line is here, so I'm going to guess that it is either somewhere here in like Jordan or Iraq, probably not Iraq, or somewhere over here, perhaps Dubai. Dubai is not a capital city. Abu Dhabi. Nice. Very nice. Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. But of course, Dubai is kind of the economic power center in this country. Very interesting. Okay, now we are going to play WhenTaken. Let's play the daily game. Okay, so this looks like it's a Balkan country because of this letter Z here. And we can, here, see the picture. This looks like it is possibly the 1930s or 40s to me. Perhaps after World War II, shortly after World War II. And this looks like it could be the word proletariat in some Balkan language. So I'm going to guess that this is a communist country. Perhaps it's somewhere in Yugoslavia after the war. So I'm going to guess that this is, oh, it could be Hungary. It could be Hungary. That would make sense. This man looks like he might be a yeah, I'm going to guess this is shortly after World War II. And I'm going to guess that this is somewhere in either Budapest or Albania or Serbia. But I just watched a video about communist Albania, so we are going to say that this is in the capital. I think this is the capital. We're going to say it's close to perhaps the National Theater of Opera and Ballet. Somewhere important. This looks like a government building. I'm going to say right here. And I'm going to say 1947. That's my guess. Okay, so it was in Slovenia, so still, I guess, kind of a Balkan country. And 1961, which, yeah, that should still be under communism, I think. I know that there were major uprisings in Hungary in 1956 against the communist government, but I think most of this region did not gain their independence until the Soviet Union collapsed. So I'm going to say that was pretty good. 153 out of 200. Not terrible. Okay. This looks like some kind of festival, obviously. Chickens. This looks like Latin America to me. We got a statue of some kind. This one I'm much less certain about. Let's see. Maybe we can try and read the statue. 19. Can't read the end date on this. Lest we forget. So, lest we forget, that's actually... That sounds like a World War I memorial, possibly. To me. Some kind of town square. This could be Spain. This could be Spain. Spain didn't fight in either of the world wars, though. So maybe it's somewhere in... What is this? React. Maybe this is somewhere in, like, southern France, possibly? I don't know. It looks very modern. I'm going to guess the 2010s. We're going to guess somewhere in southern Spain in the 2010s. Southern France in the 2010s, rather. Although that is an English inscription, so perhaps it would be in an English-speaking country. Difficult. Could it be... Maybe this is the United States. This could be the United States. Shoot. I'm going to guess that this would be somewhere in Southern California, possibly, actually. Perhaps San Diego. That's a big military town. Perhaps, yeah, maybe San Diego in the 2010s. That'll be my guess. Or maybe Florida. It could be Florida. This is really hard. This is a very difficult one. Also looks possibly New Orleans to me. But I'm going to say... Maybe Los Angeles. No. I'm going to say San Diego. And I'm going to say the 2010s. And I'm probably going to get this wrong. So we're just going to say somewhere in San Diego. Perhaps... I don't know where Old Town is. City Heights. I have no idea. So we're just going to click somewhere, and we're going to say 2012. 2020 in New Zealand. Wow. 0 out of 100 on a location. But that is an English-speaking country, so that makes sense. And yeah, this fits with the kind of cultural vibe I get from New Zealand. They seem like cheerful people. But wow, that was terrible. What the heck is happening here? Okay. This looks like perhaps Southeast Asia somewhere. This doesn't... It could be Japanese. It doesn't look like Japanese to me. Maybe it's Japan. Actually, it could be Japan. Some kind of shipyard. Yeah, these look like Japanese cars to me. I'm going to say Japan. I'm going to say... It looks warm here. It looks like maybe one of the southern islands. And this looks like some kind of salvage yard for shipbuilding. And this looks pretty 80s or 90s to me. Maybe the 70s. But when was Japan's economy booming? That was probably the 80s. I can't tell if this is boom time or if, I mean, this salvage yard kind of gives, like, deindustrialization vibes. But I'm going to say this is Japan in the... Could be Osaka, maybe. Surely it's not Hiroshima, right? I'm going to say this is Osaka, or maybe it's Tokyo. Maybe it is Tokyo. Tokyo is such a big city. Largest city in the world. I feel like... Who knows? Honestly, no idea. No, it looks further south to me, but maybe I'm wrong. We're gonna say Nagoya. We'll say it's. I mean, this is confusing to me because it's clearly like a ship that's being salvaged, but this doesn't appear to be connected to any other bodies of water. So I'm gonna guess it is somewhere in this city, and I'm gonna guess 1984. Okay, it is Tokyo. Interesting. And 1998. Okay. This is a. I feel like this camera quality isn't great for the 90s, but maybe it's just like early digital camera technology. Not terrible. Okay, this is clearly the United States. Um, this looks like it could be Trump Pence must go. Okay. This is clearly 2019 or 2020, though there's no masks, so it might not be COVID. Maybe this is before the Trump presidency. Maybe this is the 2016 election. But the must go, I think, implies that I see some bandanas on faces here. I don't know if that's just a protest thing or if that is a COVID thing. There's not a lot of masks here, though. So I'm going to say this is before COVID, maybe 2018. And this looks like it could be any large American city. Like maybe it's Chicago, maybe it's New York, maybe it's Washington, D.C. But it's a political protest of some kind. So yeah, we will guess Washington, D.C. in. Well, maybe I should look a little harder. Not a lot of information. Maybe we can look at these police officers. It's too blurry to really make out. Kill the king. Okay. Felix Existon. Free Lexington. Free Lexington, maybe? These people look like. I can't tell, to be honest. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, we're just gonna say that this is somewhere in Washington. It doesn't look very Washington, D.C., though, to me. But I guess I only really have been to, like, the monuments. Maybe it's somewhere in the city. But I feel like they're protesting on the steps of some kind of government building. So, actually, this doesn't look very much like Washington, D.C. to me. Maybe it's Austin, Texas. It could be Austin, Texas. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to say. I'm going to say it is at the Texas Capitol. I'm going to say it's right. Although it's kind of enclosed, close to other buildings. I'm going to say this is Texas. I'm going to say this is 2018. We're going to see how that goes. Boston. Boston Straight Pride. Okay. Gross. 2019. Okay. That was an okay guess, I guess. Okay, last question. And this looks very old to me. This looks like it could be from the very early 1900s. Musica Salonova. Okay. This looks European to me. It looks like it could be like Berlin. This looks like Latin script. Maybe it's Poland, Although Polish, I don't know if it uses Cyrillic actually. This could be like the Reichstag or something. I don't know. This looks like a very parliamentary kind of European empire kind of building. Let's see. We got straw hats, military hat. What is happening over here? Okay. I am honestly very unsure. The quality of the picture is poor. Maybe this is Paris. Could be Paris. But it looks these angels look German to me. So I'm gonna say it's Berlin. I'm gonna say this is Berlin in the very early 1900s. I don't know where the Reichstag is. Uh, Berlin Wall Memorial, Berlin Central Station, Reichstag. This doesn't look like it's close to a lot of other buildings, though. Looks kind of like a park. Hmm. You know what? This video is getting long. I think we're gonna try it and see what happens. I'm going to say it's here, and this looks like it could be like 1906 to me. Oh, it's Lviv. Okay, so it's Imperial Russian. I would have expected Cyrillic script, although maybe there is Cyrillic script in this photo and it's just not very legible because of the camera quality. Wow, Ukraine 1915. That makes sense. So this is during the First World War. Okay. Opera House. Interesting. All right, thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.